Friends, there was a middle-aged man. He lost his job. He's in search of job for a support for his living. He's very desperate for work. So one day he will see an advertisement in the newspaper for the post of an office boy in a big company. He applies for that job. The manager calls him for interview and one small test. Luckily, this gentleman passes both tests. Then the manager asks him that to share his email ID so that he can hire him and also give his pay details through email ID. This person suddenly replies that he does not have an email ID nor he has a computer. Hearing this, the manager is a little surprised and says that, what, in this world you don't have an email ID, which means a person cannot exist without email ID, and he says that he cannot hire him in this company. Hearing this person gets disappointed and he leaves from there. Friends, at this moment, he knows the job is very important for him and he cannot go home without a job, and he also knows that he can't get a job. So he pulls out a wallet from his pocket and he looks the money he's carrying in his wallet. He will find $200. With this $200, he simply goes to the supermarket and buys 10 kgs of tomatoes. And from that moment, friends, he goes to door sales and he sells, going to every place, every door. And at the end of the day, the tomato stock is exhausted, and the money he had in the morning doubles that money in the evening. He feels a little happy. The next day also he goes and does the same. And slowly he started growing his business. In the span of 5 years, his name is very popular in the business. He grown big business and he built up a chain of food joints in the city. So that moment he decides that he wants to go for insurance for him and his family. So he calls an insurance consultant. He discusses the proposal with the insurance consultant. Consultant explains everything, and the consultant says that she would like to share in more detail about the policy for him and his family through email. So she has the email ID of this gentleman. This man again says the same reply, sorry, I don't have an email ID. Hearing this insurance consultant is stunned. Sir, without an email ID, you have grown such a big empire. Imagine if you had been a digitalized person and if you had an email ID, you would have grown multiple times. And what do you think, what would have been if you had an email ID? This man thinks for a while and replies that I would have been office boy. Friends, the moral of the story is, don't get frustrated when you're struck. Move on, you will find better opportunities. This is all about life. Be optimistic and move forward. Thank you.